Hello, welcome in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hopefully, you all are doing well. Hopefully, you're staying warm, staying safe. Crazy snow over this way, and I'm assuming most of you that are watching from the East Coast or down south are dealing with the same thing. So, hopefully, you guys are staying safe. And yeah, we've made it to the end of the season. Thank you guys for tuning in all season. It's been a great season. Both Blue, what's up? Both, if you're in the chat, say hello. Let me know how you're doing. It's been a great season, both for betting, DFS. Obviously, the viewership on the channel has gone up a lot too, which I appreciate. So thank you guys for tuning in all season. We've got one more big slate today. And then, we've got the lead up to the Super Bowl. So we'll still have plenty of content coming for the Super Bowl. Hopefully we'll hit some big bets in the Super Bowl as well, but we've got one more slate to kind of finish us out here. We're going to go through these two games, the AFC and NFC championship game, and then we will build a DraftKings lineup as well for the 2-game slate there. If you have questions on anything, go ahead and ask. I won't dive in too much to like kind of the news and stuff that's going on. We'll save that for tomorrow's stream. In the golf streets quickly, we don't really have anybody in the mix to win. We could see, one of our guys, maybe Gerard. We do have him each way. So, there's potential he could get up there into the top 8, top 5. Same with Jason Day. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Don't think we have anybody live to win, unfortunately, but that's the name of the game, especially in these early golf tournaments. Like these birdie fests and stuff, it's definitely hard. I like to see Woo Kim a lot this week, but with how popular he was, decided to stay off it. Of course, he's right up there in the mix, but we'll see what happens today. How do you feel about Hunter Henry touchdown? Yeah, so we'll segue that right into this first game. We have the New England Patriots at Denver Broncos. Obviously, big news there. No Bo Nix for the Denver Broncos. And the line for this game has been all over the place. So it opened at 4.5, Patriots minus 4.5. It went up to Patriots 5.5. And now it's come all the way back down to Broncos plus 3.5. So we saw it open, Patriots 4.5, go up to 5.5. Now it's back down to 3.5. I understand why people are betting the Denver Broncos here because they are at home. They do have a very good defense. And the thing that we've talked about on stream all season is the New England Patriots have definitely ran pure in terms of the quarterbacks they've faced and the opposing defenses they've faced. It's definitely been far and away the easiest schedule in the NFL. And that's not taking anything away from what they've accomplished. You can only play who's in front of you. And that's just how it happened to break this year. Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers, other than Josh Allen, they really haven't faced a very good quarterback. They got to play Flacco when they played the Bengals. They played Lamar in the Ravens game, even though that wasn't the best version of Lamar. But, other than that, they really haven't faced anything of consequence. So I understand why people are looking to bet on the Broncos here. I am not going to bet a side of the game. I do think the Patriots win, and I fully will echo. I've been saying the same thing. Like, this team hasn't played anybody. Like, it's going to burn them at some point. It just hasn't burned them because they haven't gotten an opportunity for it to burn them. And I don't know if this is that opportunity. Even though Denver is very good on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know what Jarrett Stidham can do to put them in a position to win this game. And I'm not saying Jarrett Stidham is going to play bad, but it's just like, do you really count on him to go out and win you a playoff game? I don't know. I saw multiple people on Twitter citing these just bogus stats about Drake May against good teams. If you look at any advanced metric it doesn't matter if he's playing a good team or a bad team. Drake May is at the top of the board across every stat. So do not let some person tell you that he's got 6 touchdowns and 4 picks against winning teams or whatever that stat was earlier. Like, just don't. I looked at top 10 EPA per play allowed defenses in the NFL when Drake May has faced them this season. Obviously, limited sample size, but leads the league in yards per attempt. Top 5 in like every fantasy metric you could find. Like, he has been completely fine regardless of quality of opponent. So I don't have any qualms about Drake May going out and having a good game today, even against a good defense. And then on the flip side, it's like, do I really think Jarrett Stidham is going to go win the game? I don't know. So I think the Patriots are going to win. I'm not going to touch a side of the game, but I do think the Patriots win. If we want to like look at the game from like a prop betting or touchdown perspective, I think this is going to be, I think it's a good spot for the Patriots run game, and that's their running backs and Drake May. So I was on Drake May rushing stuff against Houston. It didn't really work out. I think he finished, let's see. Let me see what he finished with in that game. He finished with 4 carries for 10 yards. So not good. Definitely not what I was expecting. But the reason I liked him from a rushing perspective in that game was the potential for scrambles against a good pass rush. In a vacuum, Houston was really good against quarterbacks in terms of limiting their rushing yards this season. So for the season, it wasn't a good matchup. I just thought, Jim, what's up? In the playoffs, we could see some more scrambling from him, and that's why I was on it in that spot. Today, I think is a completely different matchup for him running the ball. Because of how good the Broncos defense is, I do think there's some potential for him to get loose running here because they're going to play pretty man-heavy on the back end, and not a lot of teams do that anymore. You know, most teams play zone. So I do think on the back end, you'll see some man coverage from Denver today. And that's what really opens it up for quarterbacks to run, you know, to take advantage of that man coverage. If guys turn their back, you know, he can take off and scramble or on a designed run. So I'm going to go back to the Drake May rushing well today. I do like him to score a touchdown at plus 320. I believe I took it for best odds. So I do like Drake May once again today. Kind of the same thing. He also just feels due, you know, for a touchdown for me. And you also have potential, you know, quarterback sneak or something like that. So I like going back to the Drake May well. I also like looking at the Patriots tight ends, but what I want to do is I did this in, I don't know if it was week 17 or week 18, one of the two. Everybody was on Hunter Henry, and we just flipped it and went with Austin Hooper. I'm going to do that again today. So I still think, like, obviously Hunter Henry is more equipped to have a good game receiving, but if we're just talking about scoring a touchdown, I feel like Austin Hooper is live to be involved on a red zone play or something of the sort, which is what he scored on when we took him a few weeks ago. And it's a good individual matchup for tight ends against Denver because of how good, you know, their outside corner play is in general. So if we look at tight ends against the Broncos in general, for the season, you know, they were top 10 in yards allowed to tight ends. They were up there in catches allowed as well. If we look at the most recent game they played, which was against the Bills, Dalton Kincaid had one of his best games of the season against it. I thought, and like a little bit of a different situation for the Bills because they don't have weapons to throw to outside of their tight ends. But the Patriots tight ends have been involved, and it's a really good spot for them. So I think most people will be looking at Hunter Henry today. I'm fine with Hunter Henry from a DFS perspective, but for a touchdown, I kind of like the value on Austin Hooper at 8-1 for an anytime touchdown. I'll probably mix him in for the first touchdown as well. So 2 Patriots TD scorers I like, Drake May and Austin Hooper. On the Broncos side, nobody really sticks out to me from a value perspective. If I was forced to pick somebody, maybe Marvin Mims. You're getting 5-1 for him on FanDuel. Can be involved as a kick returner, so you kind of get that added bonus that he's going to touch the ball, at least doing that. And then, could we see Sean Payton be a little bit more aggressive, scheming up certain plays with Stidham at quarterback? I think that's definitely potential for that. And I think there's potential for him to just throw the ball more than people expect him to today anyways. So I think the Patriots run game is my main focus of this game, though. And that goes for both Drake May and Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson to a lesser extent. But Stevenson has played so firmly ahead of him in these big games thus far. It's hard for me to trust that they're just going to give the ball to Trey Henderson today. I think it's still going to be Stevenson leading the backfield. I think it's a really, really good spot for him. Don't really like the plus 135, plus 140 for an anytime touchdown. But when we're just looking at his prop, 49.5 rushing yards, I'm going to take the over on that, most certainly. Probably my favorite prop in this game by far is Stevenson over 49.5 rushing yards. And I think you could alt that up a little bit too. You're getting plus 250 for 70 plus 390 for 80 plus, at least on FanDuel. I would be fine with taking some Stevenson alt stuff today. I think it's a good spot for him. So Patriots run game is going to be a big focus for me. I like the Drake May anytime touchdown, first touchdown. I like the Austin Hooper anytime touchdown, first touchdown. If you wanted me to pick a Broncos guy, it'd be Marvin Mims, but I'm not betting any Broncos TD scores as of now. And like I said, I like the Patriots to win the game, but I'm not picking a side personally, or at least I'm not betting a side, rather. I don't know what the line is on that, Guru. You could talk me into it for sure. I mean, Drake May has taken some sacks recently. Even against the Chargers, like they were able to get to him early in that game. It just didn't kind of amount to anything. So I don't hate that, but I don't bet a lot of defensive props either, to be honest with you. Chad, if you're in the chat, how many people have had to shovel their driveway today? Is anybody out doing some shoveling or some snow blowing? I'm trying to see if anything else sticks out to me in this game. Receiving. You live in Florida? Lucky you, bro. Must be nice. I actually think we have a good amount of viewers from Florida, actually. Still going here in NYC. I'll wait. Yeah, it's like snowing the hardest it's snowed at all right now here. So I'm definitely waiting as well. 2 inches so far, but just started. Yeah, I think we got like 7 overnight, Jim, here, and it's going hard right now. So I don't know what we're gonna end up with, but no point in me doing it right now. So I'm gonna have to do it again later too. Hopefully I can time it up like right towards the end of the game or something. I don't know. Or I don't know. I could just wait till tonight, I guess, until after both games. Got down to the 20s. That's crazy. You probably don't even have like clothes for that down there. I know like Travis, who has come on the streams and, player props AI, Travis, he lives in Orlando, and I know he does not have I don't think he's equipped for 20s. DK has a 30% first TD boost. 17 degrees in Texas is crazy. Holy shit. Is that like shutting stuff down? I don't like, there's no way. I did see a clip from Texas. It was a truck driving and the tires were not even spinning. He was just going down the road. That's scary. Guru, I don't think you need to use a boost on Hooper. Like if you're going to tail everything, because he's already 30 or 35 to 1. So you could boost up Drake May and get him above 20 to 1 probably with that boost. Cause he's what? He's 15. You could boost him up a little bit. Totally shut down. These people can't drive in it. Yeah, dude, I couldn't even imagine that. I mean, dude, I'm in Ohio and people can't drive in snow here, and we get snow every single year. Like they act like they can't drive. So if it was in Texas or somewhere where you actually don't, I can only imagine that would just be maximum pain. Yeah, Lil Jordan, I don't hate it, honestly. I think I like Mims better if I'm going to pick an obscure Broncos guy, but I don't hate it. I don't know. Sean Payton loves him some Lil Jordan. I almost bet it last game, and I mean, he should have scored the first touchdown last game. He dropped a wide open one. But then he ended up scoring again later in the game anyways. So I don't hate it. 9-1. I mean, you're getting good value for someone that literally just scored last game. Yeah, you could fire on that for sure. I think I like Mims. Mims is deep ball potential, kick return potential, and I also think like he's end around red zone carry potential. And they even have him listed on FanDuel for 2.5 rushing yards. Like I think they know he's going to get a carry today, so you could see a variety of ways he can get the ball. So for 5-1, I like the value there. But yeah, Lil Jordan, I don't hate it. 18 to 24 inches. My God. That is terrible. Maker's Mark. All systems go. Yeah, I don't know what I have here, but we'll see. We'll see how the first game goes if we dive into some of those activities. All right, on to the second game. I kind of think the same way about this one as I do the first one. I think the Rams win, but I'm staying away from a side. I don't think I'm going to take a side in this game. But I do think the Rams probably win. I just trust them more in a bigger game like this, and that's no slight at all to the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks team a lot. They're very good. I just trust the Rams a little bit more. So I don't think I'm going to bet a side of the game. When we look at the game as a whole, I mean, I think it just comes down to like the Rams offense. Like we know what the Seattle defense is going to do. Like we don't need to spend time worrying about that. We know what the case is there. I think the Rams are going to score a couple points, but it's not going to come easy. On the Rams side of the ball, like their secondary has been not good at all. I would say the last month, they've really struggled. So, can Seattle take advantage of that? Can Sam Darnold take advantage of that in a big game? We'll see. We also have an interesting angle with no Zach Charbonnet. So are they going to lean more heavily on Kenny Walker? Are we going to see actually like the emergence of George Holani? I don't know. So if you guys don't know who George Holani is, he's done well in the preseason before. He actually played ahead of Ashton Genty at Boise State 2 years ago. So he definitely has like some pedigree. This isn't some complete random off the street. He's had success in the preseason. He was very good in college. I see him at a 9.5 rushing yard prop. I don't think he'll just immediately take that Charbonnet role, but I do think he's going to be a little bit involved. I haven't even looked. He's 7-1 for an anytime touchdown. I don't know. Like I don't think they're just going to give Kenneth Walker every single carry. And they really haven't been super enthused about using Kenneth Walker in the red zone. And George Holani, I mean, I'll pull up his player profiler here. Let me see. Like he has size, like he's like I think he's like 210. He's short and compact. Like he could be a pretty good, red zone threat, I would say. So I'm just like wondering, would they give him a red zone carry here? I definitely think the matchup is better for the passing game than it is the run game, but just for the fact that I think he's going to be in 7-1 is good value. So transparency, I have not bet any Seahawks touchdown scores, but I'm going to look at stuff for the rest of the day. Like when I post my tweet later with the picks, I might have a Seahawks guy in there. I don't know, but Holani, I do think is a little bit interesting. They could even do something crazy with Velus Jones. I don't know. It's food for thought, I guess, on the Seattle side of things, but the matchup is definitely better for their passing game. And then it would come down to I'm not going to bet JSN at even money for a touchdown. I'm not going to bet Kenneth Walker for minus 140. So when you're looking at the other players on the Seahawks, I think the guy that sticks out the most to me, we just got the big Rashid Shaheed game last game. So I don't really want to chase that. And I think a lot of people will. I think it would be Cooper Kupp if I had to consider a Seahawks player here. You're getting plus 320 on him anytime touchdown. He's still going to be involved. A little bit of a revenge game narrative too here going against the Rams. They kind of made a point to try and get him in the box the last time they played the Rams. I could see them doing that again today, especially with a large amount of focus being forced onto JSN. So I kind of like Cooper Kupp from the Seattle side of things at plus 320. That's where my head was going initially upon looking at the odds there. So I'm gonna look into like the Holani stuff, or like I said, even Velus Jones Jr. maybe could. I mean, that's probably too thin. Holani maybe. I'm gonna look at some stuff after the stream, and we'll see. But I do like Cooper Kupp a little bit. On the Rams side, you guys know how I operate. I'm not betting Puka. I'm not betting Devontae Adams at plus 130. I just have no interest in betting plus 130 touchdowns. I do, however, like Colby Parkinson. He's the same odds as Cooper Kupp on FanDuel, plus 320. I've talked about this. If you watch the streams a lot, you know how many times I've talked about taking tight ends against Seattle. It's the best possible matchup that you can have as an offense going against them is to target your tight ends. Colby Parkinson has been great for the Rams all season, even with Higbee back and Ferguson back. He clearly was the lead tight end last game. So, yeah, I like Parkinson at plus 320. Or if you want to get frisky, he did get a target deep down the field last game. We go back to our old faithful Terrence Ferguson at plus 650. I feel pretty confident a Rams tight end is going to score today. There's three of them that play. So you kind of got to take your pick. I've been on Ferguson a lot. I like Parkinson today, but that's kind of just my read on things. I do think you'll see a Rams tight end find the end zone today, though. So I'm going to go with Parkinson. If you want to do Ferguson again, I think you can do that as well. But overall, from like the game perspective, I'm not taking a side. I think the Rams probably win. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, Blake Corum is fine. Texas, I know said Corum. Definitely fine with some Corum today. Continues to be more involved than I initially thought coming into the season. And last game he ran kind of bad on his drives. I wouldn't put too much stock into that. I still think he'll be on the field quite a bit today. And then I'll finalize some stuff and tweet out the full picks later. As far as a DFS team goes, I think who you want to use at quarterback is, or like your main stack is kind of the big question you have here. Because I definitely know I want to play Stevenson at running back. And it's just a 2-game slate. So you're going to have to get pretty unique if you're playing a big tournament like this Millie Maker here, 129K people. I don't play tournaments like this. Usually I play small field, but you're going to have to get a little bit unique. For player pups down on Ingram yards, I don't hate it. I've seen a lot of people on that today. I'd probably prefer Sutton if I were going to pick somebody. I've talked about this before, but even if Sutton is on Christian Gonzalez, like Cortland Sutton is a big body guy, contested catch guy. I don't worry as much about individual matchups for those type of guys because they're supposed to go up and make contested catches anyways. So I'd probably still kind of lean Sutton if I was picking one, but it also feels like, we haven't had that big Evan Ingram game yet, and he's due for it. He did get an end zone target last game as well, I remember. So, but I think deciding for your quarterback here is going to be big. I kind of want to use Drake May. I also think there's some viability to use Stidham at 4,500 and just kind of windmill every stud in alongside of them. So that's an interesting angle. But I don't think let me see if I can find ownership. I don't think Drake May is going to be particularly popular. I think most people will play Darnold or Stafford. I guess I'm wrong. I see Drake May highest projected owned quarterback, which is a little bit surprising. I'm probably going to play 2 teams today. So I probably want to do a Drake May And then I don't know if I want to do Stidham or Stafford after that. That's kind of my debate. Or a darn. I don't know. I think all these guys are viable. Let me see if we did. I'll play around with a couple builds. Like if we did Drake May, I think we probably would. We could double stack him with like Henry and Stevenson and skip the receivers. Would probably be my preferred move. We'd probably have to play double tight end though. So here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And if you're in the chat, feel free to chime in on this team. Like I'm looking for assistance here. I haven't simmed anything or really built anything yet. I was waiting for the stream, but I'm just talking out loud. So if we did a Drake May team, I think we could stack him with Stevenson and Hunter Henry. And then we would have to play double tight end with one of these other guys, which I think is fine. I like Parkinson a good amount, so we'll just put him in. And then defense, I don't really care about. We'll just put in the Rams, I guess, for right now. But okay, so that gives you 67 per position left. That would allow you to play JSN and Puka, I think. And then still get in. Like Cooper Kupp's down at 38. I think that's completely viable. And then that gives you 61. Like you could play Harvey. Is there a cheaper? I don't really want to use defense against my quarterback, but you could to get Kenny Walker in there. So I think something like this is viable. If we did the Stidham team, I don't really know like what we would upgrade though is the thing. Like I don't really I kind of like this construction. So what would I get from dropping May to Stidham? Like 1,700? Like I guess we could upgrade Cup to I don't really like this range of guys anyways. We could put Sutton in to go with Stidham, and then we would just have to save money here. And do we could double Stidham with like Sutton and Ingram, I guess. And then if we did a Darnold, let's play around with that too. I want to play Stevenson regardless. I feel pretty confident in him today. And if I look at the ownership, he's third in projected ownership. I think most people will want to build with Walker and Harvey. But Ferguson instead gets you Walker. Okay. Yeah. If we did a Darnold, though, let me see. So we could put him in. We can double him, obviously, with JSN and Cup, and then play Puka on the other side of that. Gives you 5K. Tight end. I mean, we could keep Hunter Henry probably at tight end, and then play. We could probably skip Kenny Walker on this team, and just because to be honest with you, if Kenneth Walker's not scoring touchdowns, even if he's getting this bigger role, if he's not scoring touchdowns, I don't know. I'm not super scared of the fade. So we could do something like this. I'm going to play two teams. So it's just parsing down what we want to do. I like the Drake May team the most, I think. Do we have to play Kenneth Walker is the question. Hmm. I don't know. I saw Troy Franklin confirmed out for the Broncos. I mean, that could kind of push the Mims agenda a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we just roll with this Darnold team. Like this. Darnold, Stevenson, Harvey, Nakua, Jason Cup, Henry, Parkinson, Patriots. So we have Patriots, Hunter Henry, Harvey, and Stevenson from the early game. And then we fade Kenneth Walker. So then we would just have to play, we would want Kenneth Walker on our second team that we play. Whether we go Stidham, Stafford, or May, we would want Kenneth Walker on that team for sure. Like we play this through the passing game, and then we play the other game. We play the other lineup through Kenneth Walker does everything for the Seahawks. I don't know. I think this is my favorite build, though, right here. I like this a lot. So I'm probably going to play this. You're free to tail this team. I'm going to probably play this in like a $50 single entry. So if there's one of those, I think they're called the red zone. Just be mindful of that. You can play it in any other conference, though, or in any other contest, rather. There's a ton of people in here, over 500. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you all. That about does it for today's stream. Stay tuned to my Twitter. We got an hour and a half before these games start. I'm going to finalize my DFS teams, and then I will send the tweet with the official picks for today. I'm definitely going to take Drake May and Austin Hooper in the early game. And Stevenson rush yards. I'll figure everything else out. I'll put it in a tweet and send it out. Show some love on that tweet. I appreciate you all. I will be live tomorrow at 4 p.m. and we will recap today, talk about, early thoughts on the Super Bowl. And yeah, good luck today with your bets and your DFS teams. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see everybody tomorrow at 4.